Good morning, everyone. It's Haley. Welcome to Mom Life Vermont. I have not sat down with you guys or chatted with you guys or started a vlog like this in a very long time because I haven't gone to work in a very long time. The last 2 days I worked at home, then I was on vacation for a week, and here we are on my way to Brattleboro. It is a haul. I'm like almost in Canada. If you don't know where Vermont is, we're in the northeast. Canada's to the top. New York's to this side. Massachusetts is down here, I think I know. And over here is New Hampshire. So I'm basically driving from the Canadian border to the Massachusetts border. It takes about 3 hours to do. I have a training to give at 9:30. It's about 6 o'clock now. We have to get coffee. But I'm going to bring you on the journey. I'm going to bring you on the adventure. And maybe we'll be able to explore Brattleboro or possibly Bennington, because tomorrow I'm giving a training in Bennington, which is about 40 minutes from Brattleboro. So they're all in the same relative area. In terms of like major cities, I'm close to Montreal right now, which is in Canada, in Quebec. We're about an hour outside of Montreal. When I'm in Bennington, I am closer to Albany and New York, which is the capital of New York. I'm not sure how far away it is, but I bet it's pretty similar to heading to Montreal from where I live. Anyway, let's go on our journey. Let's get some coffee. Let's get this show on the road. I want to let you know I don't have a new car. I'm just driving a work vehicle in order to drive the massive amounts of miles I'm going today. So I hope you enjoy the adventure. I'm about halfway through my journey. I'm in Randolph. I'm stopping to go to the bathroom. About an hour and a half ago I stopped and I got a coffee and some other provisions. But now I'm in a rest area on the interstate, going to the bathroom. I'm hoping there's coffee in here too. A lot of the rest areas in Vermont, most of them will have coffee available in them, and I think this one does, so. I just saw one of the most kindest things I've seen in a very long time. There was a gentleman who walked into the rest area, and the rest areas in Vermont, at least during the day, maybe probably not at night, are actually manned by somebody. And a gentleman walked in there and said, I want to give you this juice and these granola bars, and I want you to give them to the next veteran who walks in. So I thought that was very nice. Never seen something like that. Kind of makes me want to be a nicer, kinder person today. So back on the road, everybody. Let's get there. We're about halfway there. Successfully made it to Brattleboro for today's training, which should be fun. The one thing I always dislike about going to new districts is the fact that there's not always free parking. Today I had to pay for parking. I do get it back, but I just was not prepared to pay for parking today. It cost me like $4 to park all day, maybe less. But I felt like I just put a lot of money in that little machine. Hello everyone, I felt like I looked particularly pretty different. Hello! Alright, so the training is done. It's not nearly as beautiful out here as when I went inside. There was a rainstorm that came on through, but it's okay. I have about an hour drive ahead of me. I don't know if I've told you guys. So today I was doing a training in Brattleboro, which is where I'm at today.
tomorrow I'm doing a training in Bennington, which is where I'm actually gonna stay tonight. I'm kind of excited. There's some history in Bennington and I've never actually been there, so I'm interested to see what it's all about. So, hopping in a car, hopping in the car, going to head back to the building, grab the computers because I have to lug computers all over the place with me for this training, and then take the hour ride over to Bennington. From the map that I was looking at, it looks like we're going to possibly be going over a mountain. And one of the girls that I just did training with, she was like, when you get to, I think she said Bear Mountain, but I can't be wrong. She said, once you get there, I highly suggest you get out of your car and you take a look. I'm hoping that the rain holds off on this journey, and I just want to do some exploring in Bennington. All right, getting the stuff in the car, getting my butt to the hotel, and then going on an exploration. Let's do it. Might have been what the woman at work was talking about. This is Hogback Mountain. It's like a scenic overlook on Route 9 between Brattleboro and Bennington. It is a bit overcast right now, so I'm not sure if we're getting like the whole picture that might be happening around here. If it was beautiful and sunny, we might be. It just might be cloudy, but there might be some, I don't think there's any mountains that are hiding, but there might be. We might be able to see further, obviously, if there wasn't clouds, but it's still gorgeous. And since the sun has gone down a little bit and there's been a storm that's blown through, it's actually not nearly as humid as it was out here, so that's nice. This is just like this really nice bridge type thing near the road, has some probably pay quarter little thingies. If it was nice, I might get one, but for now I'm not. If you guys don't know right now, I don't know why you wouldn't, we're halfway through a video, but for work sometimes I have to travel around the beautiful state of Vermont. I live in Fairfield, which is near the Canadian border. Today we are in Brattleboro. Tomorrow we will be in Bennington. We'll actually be in Bennington later today, which is in this other part of the state, which I have not explored a lot of in my life. So seeing something like this that I have literally probably never seen before in my life, or if I have, I was much younger, is just beautiful. Like exploring my state that I just didn't know was here the way. Like these things, like have you ever thought about being a tourist in your state? Sometimes I pick up the brochures and things that are at rest areas just to see like what are they actually telling people is exciting around here. And I'm not sure if this would be on one of those, but sometimes it might be a good idea to Google it and then just go to a town you've never been to in your state. That's what I'm doing today. I'm gonna give you like a panoramic view here, and then we are actually gonna head inside to see what is in the little shop here. It's the perfect time. I have about an hour to check out the shop. They're open till 5, 7 days a week. These are the little pamphlets I'm talking about that sometimes you just gotta grab and visit a place. this little obelisk right here actually gives you a little bit of detail about what's in Bennington. There's an obelisk in Bennington that commemorates the Battle of Bennington. Imagine that. And it also mentions that the road we're currently driving on, or I'm currently driving on, you're coming along on the adventure, is the Molly Stark Byway. Nothing to do with Game of Thrones, but one of the many scenic routes that go through Vermont. So this one follows Route 9 from the New Hampshire border all the way to the New York border. So basically across the state. So let's get back in the car and head on our way. I actually went to the hotel already, and I don't think I showed you at all, but I was like 4 seconds away from falling asleep and figured I needed to get out of my room, otherwise I would have fallen asleep. So guess where we're at? We are at the Bennington Monument. So we're gonna walk around, see if I can find, I don't know, something that tells me what's here. It looks like there are 2 smaller statues, the huge monument, a painted moose. So let's go take a look at it all, see what we can find, see what it's all about, and see why. Why here in Vermont do we have this huge monument? The interesting thing about the Battle of Bennington, which I'm pretty sure that's why we have this monument, is it never actually happened in Bennington. It happened somewhere else, close by, but not in Bennington. I don't even think it happened in Vermont. And the state offices are actually closed on Battle of Bennington Day. It's all quite interesting, and I don't know enough about the history on why this is here. So let's go see. I'm walking up to this gentleman. Let's see what he's about. This is John Stark. He is a brigadier. I don't know how to spell. General. He was born in 1728 and he died in 1822. He is the victor of the Battle of Bennington. There they are, boys. We beat them today, or Molly Stark sleeps a widow tonight. Now, Molly Stark, if you guys don't remember, or if I didn't tell you, momentarily ago when we were driving, that was the Molly Stark Byway. So this is her husband. This thing is massive. It is far larger than I anticipated. Recently, I'd taken you guys on a trip recently. It's July, yeah, that was in March. I took you on a trip to DC. We never get this close to the Washington Monument, but that is very much what this reminds me of in style. But I have no idea how grand the Washington Monument would feel if I was standing next to it. I just don't know. They have like a Bennington Battle Monument like store or something over there. We'll have to go check it out. I don't think it's open, but might be something we can come do tomorrow morning, afternoon, before we leave town, right? Here's the moose I was chatting to you about. We will look at this in just a moment, but in front of me it looks like there is like an informative plaque. Let's see what it says. Erected in honor of General John Stark and the 1,400 New Hampshire men who came to the defense of Vermont in August of 1777, assembling at Fort No. 4 in Charlestown, New Hampshire. Stark and his troops crossed the Green Mountains to aid in the defense of the newly established state of Vermont. Yay! As the commander-in-chief of all the American forces from New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts, and New York, General Stark had approximately 2,000 men in all. In the first phase of the battle, General Stark's army defended and captured. Literally, a fly just went in my mouth. Anyway, back to the plaque. In the first phase of the battle, General Stark's army defended and captured a British detachment led by Lieutenant Frederick Baum. Shortly after this triumph, with the timely assistance of Colonel Seth Warner and his Green Mountain Boys, definitely learned about them in school, a relief column under Colonel was repulsed by, thus denying the enemy solely needed supplies. These twin victories near Bennington on August 16th, 1777 contributed nobly to the total British surrender of Saratoga 2 months later, and to the subsequent military alliance with France and the turning point in the war for America's independence. Presented to the state of Vermont by the New Hampshire American Revolution Bicentennial Commission in August 16th, 1977. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Then we have the moose. So over there was General John Stark. I wonder if this guy over here is who was it? I was just reading his name. Frederick? Nope. That was the guy we beat. We'll find out. Let's go see. Chilling with Benny, the covered bridge moose. The bridge that I showed you on the way over here was actually like literally like, I can't see it now, but it's just on the other side of those hedges. If you didn't know, Vermont, I don't know if it's famous for its covered bridges, but we definitely love our covered bridges. I didn't realize there was a whole nother side that looked completely different over here, but there is. As we walk back, I'll be sure to show you it closer. But let's go see who's over here. Who's the statue of? We're gonna find out. Statue here is of Seth Warner of the Green Mountain Boys. As you can see, he's a lot smaller than the monument, but still very important. It's just interesting. He was the commander of the Green Mountain Boys in the Battle of Break Ridge Farms. Oh, this is actually like all the stuff. An assembled statesman and soldier, he assisted the people of Vermont to establish their independence and to organize an independent state government under which they exist for the period of 4 years. So, pretty important guy in Vermont history. I didn't really... Well, I know now. I probably learned about him at some point. I definitely know that I learned about the Green Mountain Boys. So heading back over to the moose, going to show you that. And I'm actually going to head to get some food. Actually, I'm going to take it out and then bring it to my room and just totally relax in my room for the evening. Ooh, I also want to go over to the little store here to see when they open, to see if it's something I can come visit tomorrow.